Well, it's finally spring, and it's time to swap out the tracks for tires. Now, before we get started, I should tell you, my husband and I are not mechanically inclined, and we're definitely not mechanics, but we didn't want to pay for this service, so we decided to try this ourselves. We started on the front end and removed the 4 lug nuts. Once that was complete, we moved to the inside of the track. There you will find 2 main bolts that attach the track to the frame. Those bolts need to be removed. There are 2 additional bolts that will need to be removed. The track can now be removed from the frame. With the track off, you can now put the plate back on and you will secure it with 2 of the bolts. We decided to attach the other bolts directly to the tracks due to the spacer and washer format. We just didn't want to forget when we went to install them again in the winter. Next step was installing the tire, and then we moved to the other side. One of the things we noticed is there's one bolt on the plate that is very close to the CB boot, and it can be damaged if you're not careful. Doing this project together actually worked out very well. I was able to watch the top of the bolt as my husband was tightening it from the bottom. This prevented any damage. The front's done. Let's move on to the back. The process for removing the back tracks is very similar. There are 4 bolts that will need to be removed. And again, 4 lug nuts. Once you have the bolts off and the 4 lug nuts, you can remove the track. The only difference we discovered on the back track was there was a small upper plate that needed to be installed as well. That proved to be slightly tricky, but having 2 of us doing this project made it a lot easier. And the last step was adding the plates on the front of the quad. Overall, this project was fairly simple. It took us approximately an hour.